Deputy Dominic Hannigan, the Chair of the Joint Committee on European Union Affairs. The Deputy has 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Last Councillor. Before I begin, I'd also like to extend my congratulations to Minister Paschal Donohoe. I've known Paschal since we both started in the Senate in 2007. Paschal was a member of the European Union Affairs Committee from that time, and indeed chaired the committee, the subcommittee that examined the fallout of the Lisbon I Treaty, and was instrumental. That committee was instrumental in getting the subsequent Lisbon II Treaty passed. I wish him well in his new job. I'm sure at times it might be daunting, and I'd like to remind you of the motto, which you'll be very familiar with. I hope you don't mind me lapsing into Latin, but audere est facere, to dare is to do, and I'm sure you'll do very well indeed in your new role. I'd also like to say a few words about Minister Donohoe's predecessor, Lucinda Creighton. Lucinda was always on top of her game when she appeared before the committee. She did some tremendous work during the presidency, visiting 44 countries on behalf of the Irish presidency and clocking up over 120,000 miles. I think I speak for all the members of the Joint Committee when I say that we always found her to be very open, very amenable to meeting with us, to answering our questions, and we thank her for her work and we wish her well in the future. And it would be remiss of me to neglect to mention the fact that the Clerk of the Dáil is here with us tonight in one of his last few days. It's a great honour to have him here before us this evening, and we would also like to wish him well in his future. All of us in the House know the amount of hard work that went into the presidency. We know that it took many months of planning to make it happen. I'm sure that there are many people out there that are still recovering throughout our various departments as a result of our recent presidency. The Lithuanians are now in the role for 3 weeks. We've already had a lot of engagement with them. Last week I was in Vilnius at the chairperson's meeting for COSAC, that's the joint committees of the European Union Affairs Committees from across the Union. The meeting was held in the same as the Lithuanian Parliament and was expertly chaired by Gediminas Kirkalis, the ex-Prime Minister of Lithuania. And at that meeting it was remarked upon time and time again about how successful the Irish presidency was. Every single person who mentioned it to me in the 3 days that I was in Vilnius spoke about how well we had organised it. They spoke about the tremendous achievements and steps forward that we have taken in Europe in the last 6 months. Advancements in banking union, in the European semester, and in economic and monetary union. The Tánaiste and the Taoiseach came in for a particular phrase. Of course, we managed to get the multi-annual financial framework budget across the line. There will be a vote in October on this, but people were very, very thankful that we'd managed to hand over the presidency with that particular portfolio file closed. At the chairperson's meeting last week, we also discussed the economic and political union and what will be happening in the future. The Vice President of the Commission, Maros Šefčovič, was there, and he talked about how they intended to extend it, not just to be about political and economic union, but to include a social dimension as well. And that's something that everybody in this House will welcome. We all remember how many times that was brought up by our citizens during the debate on the fiscal compact last year. So this social dimension will look at the type of social indicators to see how countries are doing. Indicators such as employability, such as long-term unemployment, such as poverty. And countries will be measured against these baseline indicators. And where countries are failing to reach those benchmarks, then hopefully help will be available in one form or another to them. Like Deputy Maureen O'Sullivan, the previous speaker, I would have some concerns about some issues in relation to LGBT rights in Lithuania. While I was there, the Minister for Foreign Affairs addressed us. He recognises that there is some homophobia still within elements of society. He recognises that that has to be tackled. I had a meeting with our ambassador there, the Irish ambassador in Vilnius, and with the Gay League of Lithuania to talk about the forthcoming Baltic Pride March, and our ambassador there is doing some tremendous work to try to make sure that the Baltic Pride parade does in actual fact take place. Last week in the committee we had the Lithuanian ambassador to Dublin speaking before us, Mr. Vidmantas Perlis, and he discussed what the specific priorities of the presidency are. The Ambassador made the point to the committee that a huge amount of time and effort has already gone into the planning. It's Lithuania's first presidency. He spoke of the work that's been ongoing since 2010 between Irish civil servants and Lithuanian civil servants, helping to jointly plan the handover, helping to extend our knowledge from our 7 presidency to the new presidency of the Lithuanians. And it shows again the high regard that Irish civil servants are held with across the Union. So the work that the Lithuanians will be doing is focused on a credible, growing and open Europe, much the same as we looked at ourselves. Their priorities are economic growth, job creation, financial stability, and of course they have got specific interests in the Eastern Partnership areas such as Belarus, Ukraine and the like. The Ambassador spoke with great energy about the next 6 months and the possibilities that this held for his country and for the presidency and of course for Europe. I spoke to him again last night rather. I said that I hoped that he would appear again before our committee, probably in October, in advance of my committee's visit to Lithuania. The committee, a delegation, will go in October to the 50th COSAC, the plenary session which takes place in Vilnius over 2 days. The Lithuanians have put together a very interesting agenda for the conference, including a session which I will be addressing on the role of national parliaments in the European semester, an evolving role, a very important role, and one that no doubt will add to the debate that's currently underway. So having listened to the Lithuanian priorities from both the Ambassador, from attending in Vilnius at the meeting last week, I have no doubt that it's a very progressive presidency, it's a very ambitious presidency, and I'm sure that they will deliver on it. And I look forward to it, and I wish them well.
We have a period of questions.